following is a presentation of the IH Sports Network.
I want to welcome each of you here this afternoon. It is our honor, distinct privilege today as we introduce the new head football coach at Scott High School. We have a lot of words here, guys. So this is I know a special day for myself, his mother, our family, especially him. This young man works hard. Watch a young man prepare like no other. Watch a young man get out of bed some Saturday mornings after games where he didn't want to and go to the field to throw. Put in the time, the effort to get where he's become. I'm going to leave all that to him to tell you as I get introduced today. The 14th head coach in the history of Scott High School, Mr. Billy Hall.
First, I just want to thank God for the opportunity and for saving my soul, because that's the most important thing in life. And I am humbled by this thing and I'm ready to get after it. So I played here senior year 2016. We went second round of playoffs, probably like one of the highest scoring classes ever come through Scott High. Probably the winningest class ever come through Scott High. I have multiple records here at Scott High. I went to play college football at Reinhardt University, was voted 4-year team captain, starting quarterback, won 5 conference championships, all kinds of records at Reinhardt. And then from there, I was humbled big time, but I knew God had a plan. Talking NFL teams, talking to CFL teams, all this stuff, well, it didn't work out initially for me. And thankfully, I was asked to come and coach here as an assistant. And then I realized that maybe that's what God wanted me to do in this world, was coach football here at Scott High. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I've been here with Scott High since I was born. My dad coached here, my sister was a principal here. I ran around here when I was a kid in the summers. I am ingrained in Scott High, and I will give Scott High everything I possibly have. Then I went to Canada and played in Winnipeg for a little bit, and then I ended up playing in Vegas, and now I'm playing in Sioux Falls in the off season. I can still be here in the season. I don't know. I'm just so excited for this. I think this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I want to be. I don't want to go coach anywhere else. I know my goal here is not just to make all the kids here better football players, but make them better young men. And when they leave here, they're ready to take on the world. Because I was lucky when I was here, and in college I had great coaches to kind of prepare me for that whole thing too. So, anybody got any questions?
I think Mr. Keaton, this time for ask some questions and we'll go from there.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good to see a Highlander come back home.
Amen.
The first thing I want to really get into, I think you touched on it just a little bit, was how Scott High athletics is ingrained in your DNA. And that carries over, I think, to recruit football players and all athletes, basketball and otherwise. Tell us about what you plan to do to go through the halls. I know you've got a plan to go through the halls, to get the young men to come out and be part of the football team.
I think my big thing is that's 4 years you never get back, ever.
Like, you know, you can sit there and if you have a thought in your mind that you want to play, you need to be playing. Because the worst thing you can do is say, no, I'm not going to play. Say, no, I'm not going to play, and then turn around when you're out of high school or whatever and you're no man, be like, man, I really wish I would have played. So that's my big thing, is just telling them that they need to be playing football if they have any doubt, or any sport in general, because once it's gone, it's gone.
I think as Coach Hall just mentioned, 14 has some significance for us. 14th coach to lead the Highlander program. I know you have some high regard and high respect for the coaches that you played for here. Anything you want to say to those gentlemen? Most of them are here and lining the walls and the seats here.
Just thank you, because, you know, without y'all, like, none of my journey at all would be possible. And I really do. I thank y'all more than y'all will ever know.
As I understand, you may have a plan. Have you finalized discussions to come up with your assistant coaches for the season?
No, I have not. Not yet. Not yet.
Any that you can share with us?
Not at this moment now.
Oh, I was misled.
I have it. It's just it's not finalized, and I don't want to like release some names and not have everybody all at once.
What can we look forward to coming up in the 24 season? I think it's the 53rd or 54th in Highlander history. What can we look forward to from an offensive perspective and a defensive perspective, your philosophies?
Okay, so offensive, just philosophy, I'm going to be pistol RPO based, very simple. Middle of field open, meaning there's 2 high safeties, nobody in the middle of the field. You know, if it's 2 high safeties, you're going one way. If it's 1 high, you're going the other. It'll be very simple, just reading space, reading grass, and we're going to be physical as crap.
Defensively.
Okay. Defense, we're going to be 4-2-5, flying around, basically where you worry about your job and you go do your job 100 miles an hour.
I'm assuming since you've been here all fall and now starting this year, that you've been recruiting the hallways. What's the effort like to go up and talk to the young men to try to get them to come out for football, and also to get the team coming back from last year, those that are returning, to get them to work on their classmates about playing football?
I know I'll be working at it nonstop. From the second I walk in the door to the second I leave, I'm going to be working. And I know the kids are sometimes the biggest recruiters. Just if they have a friend that should be playing that's not playing, and them just telling them that they should be playing football.
I think it's very important to have a great camaraderie amongst the team like that. Since you are not yet in them, I was going to talk about all these assistant coaches you had lined up, but since you're not in the mood to do that, we'll discuss that at a basketball game maybe tomorrow night or Friday.
Yes, sir.
I'm sort of giving you a heads up that on an IH Sports Network broadcast tomorrow evening or Friday, I'm inviting you now to be a guest at one of our breaks, halftime in some game in between the games like that. So Coach Henry's not here, so he's still here. Oh, I won't be able to get you in, as one of our guests, but we want to invite you to be in if anything you want to talk about football in that regard. What do you want to see happen? You must have some plans from a field house standpoint, maybe a field improvements down there. Have you had a chance to think that much ahead?
Yeah, I have. I know the plan for turf's in place, and I think it would be absolutely amazing. And I don't think it just helps football. I think it helps this school. I think it helps this community, and it helps every single sport at Scott High, because not only football can use it, but every single sport can use it. And then field house is just, we got to make it the best we can.
Has work already started on that project?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I thought I saw a lot of torn out pieces down there at the field house. I think having facilities are certainly important, and a field house where people don't know this, but you do so many things. You study your film in there, you go over that with the team. It needs to be a nice dressing room. It has be good spaces for the coaches.
Yes, sir.
Is that the desire, to have it all done by the time August gets here?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
You were on the coaching staff this previous year. Looking ahead at the 24 schedule, it's tough on a new coach to come in, but when you've got 6 road games on your schedule already, and your first 3 games are on the road, then you play a home game finally, then I think you play 3 more road games. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Hall?
It's going to be a grind. I know I went through it when I was in college. We went to West Palm, Florida, then we'd have to drive to Kentucky, and it's just a grind. But the big thing is, if you just stay key on what you're supposed to do, and you stay keen on your football stuff, no matter where you go, you should have the mindset that you're going there to play and you're going there to win.
There's certainly questions on everyone's mind. I see it. I'm not a big Facebook fan or anything like that, but I see these things out there. It talks about competing in a region that we have to compete in. What's your philosophy about doing this? Because we did that in your 4 years in high school. We competed against some of the best. We're doing that again now. What's your philosophy on competing in our type of region?
I wouldn't want it any other way. I like playing against the best. It should bring out the best in you. You know, you should have the mindset that no matter who you're playing, you're going to go out there and be the baddest dude out there. And regardless, you know, whether they've got D1 offers, whether they don't, you got to go out there and show everybody what you're about.
I look back at your senior season, 2016. I think it's a season that we won 8 games in.
Yes, sir.
Went 8-4, losing in the playoffs, but also had a 6-game win streak that season. How important is that toward getting off to a good start, trying to put these win streaks together out on the field each and every Friday night?
Yes, sir. Like every sport, football is the same way. Like, momentum's big, and like when you can get rolling, like you might win games you shouldn't win. Just if you look at like roster and everything like that, like games you shouldn't win. If you have momentum and stuff, a lot of times you can win games you shouldn't. So I think it's really big.
We know that you're a second-generation Highlander football player. Your father, Bill, was a quarterback here at Scott High, and so were you. Now you become our first second-generation football head coach. Does that weigh heavy on you? Can you even speak about that at this point in time?
I really haven't thought about it. I know just growing up, like I just remember being out there, like being a water boy on the sidelines, being out there during practice and everything like that. And I just know Scott High means the world to me. And I know I said it before, but I really would not want to be anywhere else.
Can I go back to a previous question? Is Coach Bill Hall going to be one of your assistants? Never. Okay. When you want to, you can make time to help your son. You know what I'm saying there? Anyway, I just throwing that in there. You do not have to answer it because it's been answered for you. But I'll wait till August gets here, and you make a believer out of me then. Is there anything you want to say to a lot of your football teams sitting over here coming back? Some will be seniors and a whole bunch of juniors. Is there anything you want to say to these young men right over here? Maybe you've had a chance to already speak with them. I don't know that. But is there anything that you'd like to say to them at this time?
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank y'all for everything. And guys, it is going to be like to start this thing back up. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever been through in your life. It will be, but it's supposed to be hard. You know, like we ain't going to get nothing handed to us. Ain't nobody going to go out there and just roll over and let us win. Like it's going to be hard, but I wouldn't want it any other way, right? Because then like when it does happen, we do start winning games, it's going to be a lot sweeter. So I appreciate y'all.
Scott High is known for a superb fan base, a good fan base. We see it especially in basketball season after season after season. We have a pretty solid foundation for our football fan base too. What do you want to say to our fans out there so we can fill up our side of the bleachers each and every week? When we have home games, that is.
I think the big thing is just, thank y'all for all your support for Scott High football. Because I know there's been a lot of up and downs to the whole thing, and I feel like they've stayed pretty true and pretty loyal to it. So just thank y'all.
I probably shouldn't ask this question because we're both here, but any problems that you foresee working with the administration here?
Not a one. Not a one. Not a one.
Coach Henry's still here. I wanted to be sure that I got that in. It's Coach Eric Henry, our athletic director, and our principal, Jeremy Hamby, and our assistant principal, Morgan Boyd. So I know they're happy to see you here. I mean, they were here when you were in school, so I mean, they are, we hope, friendly faces to have around like that. Yeah. What do we look forward to? Tell me about how your practice schedule is going to go. Tell me about if it's going to be 4-hour practices each and every day. Tell me how you intend to hold the practices and keep the interest of the kids too.
I know everything is going to be planned out. Like we'll be 2 hours max in and out, because my thing is, if you're there longer than that, most of the time the kids are not going to pay attention. They're going to lose everything you've told them past that point anyway. So my whole thing is just 2 hours in and out, and we're going to fly around the whole time. It'll be fun. It'll be energetic. It's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. It's going to be physical.
Would you mind doing like this right here to the audience right there? Sort of turn them around so they sparkle a little bit right there. I think you have in mind, if we can get some championships along the road, kids will get rings similar to those.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What is the first thing that you're going to do tomorrow morning as the new head coach, besides get out of bed?
I think you should just try to get everybody excited about Scott High football, because I think it's going in the right direction, and I think this thing can really take off. So that's going to be the big thing, is just try to get everybody excited about it.
Well, what's the second thing you're going to do tomorrow?
I know I'm going to start sitting down.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, and have a plan, just, who's going to help me and everything like that. I know I've been talking to some people, and I know I got people coming that have, or hopefully coming, that have played a lot of football at a high level. Yeah.
So you'll be able by the end of this week, or certainly next week, to tell us about your staff
Yes, sir.
and positions they'll be coaching?
Yes, sir.
Excited. Will you have a full complement, you think, 8 assistant coaches?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And you're going to be, besides the head coach, any special area that you're going to concentrate on?
Quarterbacks and offense coordinator.
So we'll be calling the plays.
Yes, sir.
So if we're watching the game and we're unhappy with the play
you
call,
can yell at me. You can yell at me regardless what happens.
We save our snowballs and throw at you.
Yep.
Okay.
Even if anything goes bad, yell at me. Nobody else. I will take every single bit of all of that. Don't yell at the assistant coach. Yell at me.
And I'm assuming your coach's door is always open to
absolutely.
your players
Yep.
to discuss anything, whether it be football or should they continue to play basketball or whatever
Yes,
like
sir.
that. Okay. Billy, it's an honor to be here with you. It's an honor to have you back at Scott High, now as the head coach. I want to think that we can have a lot of fun as the season starts off. After all, it was just first game will be at Crossville at Cumberland County High School against the Jets, a game we lost here by 3 points.
Yes,
So it's conceivable
Yep.
your very first game could be a win.
Yes, sir.
I want to open it up right now. If anybody has a question, just raise your hand, stand up and ask a question. And I didn't write a lot down because I didn't know I was going to do this till I sort of got here today. But anybody have a question you'd like to ask Coach Billy Hall? And by the way, this is the way that we distinguish them. Billy. Don't confuse that. We've been working years to get this going like that. But anybody have a question?
I'd just like to say thank you to him from what I've seen from him before he was coach. I've seen him at the middle school games, out on the field with the players, patting them on the back, and that shows a lot of concern.
It certainly does. You want to expand on that? I know last year you had a big role in going to the middle school, trying to get the middle school games on, whether it be Tuesdays or Thursdays. But you want to talk about that recruitment level?
It was, I know, I was there, but it wasn't just me. It was almost every single assistant coach was there too. And I think the big thing, it starts for here when they're in 6th grade, no matter what middle school they're at. And you got to get them bought into Scott High when they're in 6th grade. Because I know a lot of times if you leave it to them and up to doubt, it's untelling if they're going to go up the road or here. And we need every single one of them here because they should be.
Do you have any feeling about the head coach of the high school program having a little input to the 2 middle school programs we're going to have this fall?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Okay. You're just overwhelmed by one school, one team.
Okay. Our head football coach, as I stated to the Board of Education, I've stated to you guys, he will be involved in the hiring of our 2 middle school programs. And he'll play a major role in that. He'll play a major role with the input that goes into both systems, because we're going to give that coach freedom to coach if he wants. But we want the terminology of things that's bought in to the philosophies of what we're doing here. So he's going to have a major input when it comes to those roles and hiring of our middle school coach.
We don't have Coach Hall mic'd up, but did everybody hear what he said? It's the new high school coach is going to have a role or an impact in the new middle school coaches, whomever they shall be, the Birchville and the Huntsville program, combining Huntsville, it'll be Fairview and Robbins going in there, and it'll be Winfield going to Birchville. It's a very important thing, and Coach Hall and I have talked about this for 30 years now, and I've always said I felt that's how you get players tuning into your high school system. You go to those coaches and say, here's my playbook. It's dummied down a little bit, and I shouldn't use the word dummied down. It's a smaller playbook, but terminology, blocking schemes, running pass routes, how the running backs hit the holes and things like that. I think it's very important, Coach Hall, and it's going to be exciting to see the growth of those two middle school football programs and then how that transitions to get those players on to Scott High.
Mayor Keaton, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
It is a great day for Scott High School, but it's a great day for Scott County. Here's a young guy that played at Birchfield, right? Played here. I kind of put him with the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marler. Most of you know Mike. He plays the game and he makes money. He played this game here for these young guys, and he's made money doing it. We don't have a whole lot of those in Scott County, so what an opportunity for the young people here to be around him.
And that comes from Robert Wright, former four-year head coach of the Highlander football program, who, when he told me that he was going to hang it up after 4 years, I almost cried. I did try to talk him into staying longer, but he had another purpose, and that was his family. Well, that's okay. It was your family, and I understood that. But
What he's done.
indeed. We've got other coaches up there. Coaches that your offensive coordinator, your head coach up there, you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to comment on?
Just really excited for Scott High School, for Coach Hall, and for the students and the athletes who will get to benefit from what Coach Billy Hall brings to the table and where he'll take this program. So very excited for him and wish him all the very, very best.
From Coach Keith Shannon, the second winningest coach in Highlander history. Jackson?
Undoubtedly, the coaching success, anything like the playing success, we're in for a lot of fun Friday nights. Excited for both Coach Halls, and the joy to coach, and the joy to watch them coach. Look forward to, I like to watch you run around and sling the ball around, so I hope we'll see a lot of that as well. But congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach Shannon. Any of this group of coaches up here? Now back down to the general audience. Anybody else have any other questions? How about you young men? Football players, anybody? I know a couple of you are not shy. Until today. Until today. I never thought I'd see the time when Mason would be shy or Bo would be shy, but I guess you've already shown the iron fist to them on that. So, Coach, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
It's a
Thank you.
pleasure being here. You're going to be here for a few more minutes so that people can come by and shake your hands and ask you other questions that you want to. But on behalf of, I got one more question actually. Is H allowed to come to practice every day? Okay.
Yes,
mean,
yes, absolutely.
I just want to,
Can I add one thing?
step up to the microphone.
And I know I probably speak for Sue and the family as well. When Billy was a player here, he got great mentoring. I know he's already mentioned that. Coach Shannon, Coach Sharp, Coach Brian Hamby, Coach G, the coach that were here, tremendous for him. We've always been so appreciative of what they've done. Especially in the recruitment period, when we're on a road
was in Virginia somewhere, I guess it was. And then we get a call from Jackson Sharp at 2:30 in the morning, and he's talking to recruiters. Now, that was an effort put forth for him, and I know he's never forgotten that kind of effort he's going to put to you guys. And I know we've never forgotten that. And it means a lot to us when standing here today in this moment. So I want to thank you guys personally too for everything you did. Us as coaches, Coach James Miller at Reinhardt University, Coach Bradley in the Mood, who sometimes was probably the devil in his side, and the angel of the morning. I mean, you know, a guy that you could hate for 1 second and love to death for 1 minute. I mean, it was hard. You know, I saw the perils he went through and the things and the grind that's molded him what he is for you guys today. And we're appreciative of everything, that journey that he's had. His journey's going to continue, his journey along with your journey. And again, we as parents are extremely, extremely thankful of what he had here and these guys again. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Coach. I would like to mention that maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it may have been on the IH Sports Network Facebook page, Ben posted a list of all the coaches in Highlander history and their career won-loss records. Go back and look for that. If you'd like to see that, I've got the detail of that with me. Just come on down, I'll let you look at it. Every coach from season 1 back in 1971, and the head coach was Gerald Winstead, all the way up through Coach Harris this previous season, the records, we've got a list of, they made a playoff, they made 2 playoff games, they went to a bowl game. I give a lot of credit to Coach Keith Shannon. He looked up 90% of that information. All I did was put it in a spreadsheet now that I can add to it each and every year, Coach. So thank you first of all for that. But if you'd like to see that, there may be a few names there that you say, he was a coach here? Oh, there is one omission. There is one coach that we did have that's not on the list. Only because he quit 2 weeks before the season started. So he has no record. And I know his name. Lynn Rowe, yep. From Copper Basin. So anyway, and I went out and introduced myself to Coach Rowe on the field out here about 3 weeks before practice was going to start. And I said, hey man, I do local radio here, cover your games. And he quit just a couple of days after that. So I've felt bad ever since about that, but not really. But anyway, thank you for coming out. This will be put up on, it's been live right now on the IH Sports Network stream and on Highland Media Channel 190, 191. And if you want to watch it or go call somebody else and tell them, hey, you can go out there and you'll be able to go to ihsports.net, find the link, and be able to watch this whole ceremony again. Coach Billy Hall, any final words?
I just want to say thank you, and I know I'm going to bring a lot of energy to this thing, and I will attack this thing each and every day.
Our final speaker,
I'll get you out.
former coach.
I will get you out of here. Congratulations to Billy. Decisions like this are no-brainers. I like to, we did have good applicants and all that, but when we decided it was time to look at another direction for a football coach, one thing I'll give myself credit for is I sat back and watched. And when you observe where the energy's going, you can find out who the leader is, if that makes sense to you. And it was a no-brainer to me. Aside from personal connections with Billy, he's the guy. He's the guy. I think that's where the guys were looking as far as our players go. I think that's where our current and probably will be some upcoming staff members, that's where those guys were looking. I had personal conversations with some of our staff. They'd come in and say, I'm with Billy. I just wanted to say that. So that's a no-brainer. You know, if you fancy yourself a leader and you turn around and you look behind you, nobody's behind you, you're just taking a walk, you're not a leader. But when people, kids, grown men are saying, I want to follow this guy, that makes my decision easy, Coach Hall's decision easy. Congratulations, Billy Hall. This concludes our press conference.
Be careful, Linda.